What's up everyone, I hope you're all well and having a good day. For those that are new here, I've played MMORPGs, mostly World of Warcraft, on and off for about 15 years, and it was the game I played as a kid, and it's been a part of my life pretty much since then. But over a month ago, I finally took the leap and tried Final Fantasy XIV, and I've documented it all on YouTube. I made a, 15 years of WoW, day one of Final Fantasy video, and it just kind of went on through there. I'll link the playthrough to that if you do want to check it out. The game has absolutely gripped me, and I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV pretty much every single day for the last 4 to 5 weeks. Albeit the majority of that time has been spent fishing, in the Golden Saucer, or doing other unpredictable things, but we finally completed a Realm Reborn, and it's time to head to Ishgard and start Heavensward. So I thought I'd start this all up again. Welcome everyone to Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward, Part 1. Welcome everyone to Heavensward. Thank you for your patience. I did take a little small break between finishing ARR and starting Heavensward. I have been streaming it, as you can see. This is all from Twitch, so I will link that down below if you ever do want to come watch live. I've been streaming like 2 or 3 days, 3 to 4 days actually, days a week. So yeah, apologies for the little delay, but here we are. We have made the break into Heavensward. It has been phenomenal. So the story of ARR was good. It was enjoyable. It was fun. There was some dull moments in the middle, but towards the end it really started to grip me. But every day when I logged in, I could easily just go and fish, or go and do dailies, or go and do the Golden Saucer, or just chill, or do random things. But from the start of Heavensward, literally like the first or second quest, it had me. Every time I logged in, I was thinking, I need to go do some more MSQ, I need to go do some more, I need to see more of the story. So I think that's the sign that Heavensward is going to be a banger. Everyone's been saying how good it is, and I can't wait to see it myself. So here we go. Let's get into part 1. So first up, there's something really subtle about Heavensward that is huge, and that is a narrator. So throughout the whole of ARR, your only real narrator is Minfilia. Minfilia kind of guides the story throughout, but it's through like pretty long text that you have to click through. So far in Heavensward, everything's been narrated, and it's really good. It really makes it feel like an adventure. And then, obviously, I'm a big fan of medieval games. It's kind of in the name, Medieval Marty. I love, like, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, those kind of games. So Ishgard just really gives me good vibes. The Knight Templars stood around, the big castles, the dark story, the dragons. I'm so excited for this expansion. So getting into Ishgard, honestly, with the music as well, gave me goosebumps. Really did. This first intro was like, I played it like 2 AM on stream, and it gave me goosebumps. It was incredible. So yeah, let's get into Ishgard. Obviously, because this was on stream, we did have a bit of a welcoming party in Ishgard that were waiting for the cutscene to end. So this was really cute. So thank you everyone who turned up. Starting to see a lot of familiar faces in every stream now. And people like in-game chatting and doing things together. So yeah, thank you so much to everyone who keeps coming to these things. Like things like this just make Ishgard, like make the entrance to Ishgard so much more memorable, because I didn't feel like I walked in alone. I felt like I was welcomed by friends. So thank you all so much for this. So the first thing I did get into Ishgard was pick up some of the new classes. So I was really excited to see the new classes, because obviously I'm a bit of a, I was a bit of an alcoholic in World of Warcraft. That was kind of my WoW thing. I really like making new characters, and in Final Fantasy you can play all the classes, so I went and picked them up. So the first one I picked up was Machinist, I believe, which was like a ranged DPS, and yeah, my only thought here is they use guns. I think they start at like level 30, and all I got from it was that they use guns, kind of like a pirate vibe. So the only ranged DPS I played so far was the Red Mage, and a little bit of the thing that turns into Black Mage. I can't remember. Thaumaturge. Yeah, so this was nice to play a ranged DPS that wasn't a wizard. So yeah, I really like this. I think this is really fun. I don't have the time to level up another class. I feel like I would never make any progress in the game, so I'm not going to level it up for now. But I feel like this is one I will play in the future, because I want to see where it goes from here. Like, are they just always a gunslinging pirate style, or do they turn into a machinist? Because I don't see the machine side yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes one day. I'd love to know in the comments, any machinist mains down there? What's it like near the end? Is it fun? Is it good? Maybe I'll run it through Path of the Dead. I don't know. But yeah, I really like the vibe so far. And then, a month ago, when I made my very first Final Fantasy XIV video, I said I liked the dark and edgy style games, and I like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, that kind of thing. And I hadn't really found a dark and edgy class yet. And everyone kept saying, you just wait to get to Heavensward. There's a Dark Knight character. So yeah, we're finally getting here. We're finding the guy, the big two-handed sword, knight look. I'm really excited for this. Unfortunately, it's a tank, and I don't really like the tank playstyle. I'm more of a DPS or a healer, but I will give it a try for this character because it looks right up my alley. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And people have said the story is phenomenal. And then, ignoring the whole like tanking thing, the playstyle itself is pretty straightforward. Obviously, it's a really low level like that you start out at, so there's not really much to say. It's like a 3-hit combo. There's a big AoE though that looks really cool, like a big like ground AoE that like summons these big spikes out the floor. So the feel of the Dark Knight is 10 out of 10. I really do like it, but I think I'm gonna have to play it more to see how it plays out, because right now it is very early days, it's very simplistic, obviously, because it's a low level. So I think I'm going to run this guy through daily roulette. He's going to be my daily roulette boy for a while. And then we're going to get him up, go through the story, see what everyone's been talking about for so long. I'm really looking forward to the story. And then hopefully see what he's like at like 50. But yeah, the feel of it and the story is definitely something I'm really excited about. Plus, you know, the big two-handed sword look. It just looks so cool. I'm a huge fan. Or even the poses with it just look so epic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And I was shocked at how much I liked the Dark Knight and the Machinist. I was equally shocked at how much I don't like the Astrologist. Astrologian. I was shocked at how much I don't like this character. So this was one I was really looking forward to, because I really do like healing, and I've been loving the Scholar. So I was really looking forward to this class. I think they look really cool with the big orb and, you know, the cards. But the story I found really dull, and the playstyle I found really confusing. So this one hasn't got me right now. I mean, in the future I might give it another go, but just from playing the intro questline and seeing the people, and I don't know, it really didn't stick with me. So yeah, let me know in the comments, is it worth sticking through? Does the story pick up and get really interesting, or does the playstyle get really good? I mean, good, easier? It feels really confusing right now. I don't know, maybe I need to give it more time. I probably do. But yeah, my experience from playing it was you heal like normal, and then you draw a card, and then you use the card to buff. I don't know what else there is to it. There's certain buffs for certain... I think there's like a buff for a melee and a buff for a ranged, and then there's a couple of heals. It just doesn't feel as exciting as the Scholar. But I think that's just because I've played it for so long and I really like the playstyle. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is it good? Is it like really worth sticking with? Is it a solid... Like, I don't mind if it's like not a great healer, but is it a fun class to play? Because I mean, I get everything's not for everyone, but I just couldn't get into this one. So yeah, I don't know why. I really don't know why. And then with all the classes unlocked, it was finally time to play the expansion, right? So I headed out to the first area and started doing the MSQ. And something really nice and refreshing that I've probably taken for granted is the lack of flying. So because I had flying got introduced into Realm Reborn. So pretty much from 50, as soon as I hit 50, I've had flying. So I've not really appreciated going to new zones and getting around without flying. So yeah, coming here, walking around, well, you know, going around on the mount, looking around and like taking the zone in. I really appreciate this. So it's really cool. And then you have to unlock flying in each area separately, which is really cool. So coming from World of Warcraft, over there, what you would do is they would release an expansion and you couldn't fly in that expansion for like a year. You wouldn't be able to fly at all for a year. And then after like a year, they'd release some big achievement. Like you've got to max a few reputations, you've got to do some big achievements. And then you'll unlock flying for the whole expansion areas. And it's like, you have it or you don't. I really like being able to unlock it in each area. So if you go into each area and you collect all these ether currents, then you unlock it for the whole area, but not for anywhere else. And I really like that because it makes a lot of sense, right? Another thing I'm really enjoying about Heavensward is the story. So this is something else that's really strange. I'm going to compare to WoW again, but that the story of Heavensward literally flows out straight from the end of A Realm Reborn. So the very last part of A Realm Reborn, I think it's like 2.55, builds up to Heavensward, and then you come into Heavensward, and it just carries on, like nothing has changed. In World of Warcraft, that couldn't be any more different. You have a whole expansion. You do this massive chain of stuff, and then it just ends, cold ending, and something else kicks off. So it's like you'll fight some big boss for 2 years, and then now we're going over to this other land doing this other thing with these other characters. There are a few things that obviously transfer, but it's so nice to have a continuous flowing story. It's like an extra season to your favorite show, rather than another show in the same universe. So I really, really am enjoying that about Heavensward so far. And then another thing I've been doing on the side is leveling my scholar. So for those of you who don't know, I've been leveling my first healer. I really like healing in this game. I think it's so much more fun than in World of Warcraft. The classes feel really unique and different. And I don't know, it just feels enjoyable. And yeah, I'm not enjoying tanking so much, but I'm really enjoying healing, which is quite a surprise because normally it's the other way around. So I finally got the Scholar to 50 and started working through these Scholar quests. So this is the Scholar level 50 quest. So there is going to be slight spoilers here, so maybe skip to the next part if you don't want to see that. But basically, it's awesome. So you find this Tonberry, and you hunt down this Tonberry for ages, and you're basically working as a healer for the Marauders Guild. And you go with them on these different missions, and one of them is hunting this Tonberry, and you hunt him right up to the entrance to Wanderer's Palace, which is a Tonberry-themed dungeon. And I love me some Tonberry, so this was super fun. And then you basically go in an instanced version of the Wanderer's Palace. So it's like a Wanderer's Palace instance just for the Scholar quest line, which is really, really cool. You get to like use all your spells, you got to heal, you got to kill the different Tonberries. Really cool. And you're basically pushing your way all the way to the end. And then you finally corner this Tonberry and you're going to kill it. And the fairy that you have stops you, which is really strange. Really, really strange. And it turns out that the Tonberry has like this weird dark history. So basically what happened was there was a group of sailors or travelers that went to this island, took some artifacts from the island and took them back to the city. And then they all got corrupted and they all got ill, and they spread this illness to everyone else in this town, which was Wanderer's Palace. So everyone in Wanderer's Palace got ill, and they started turning into these Tonberries. So it turns out that all the Tonberries in Wanderer's Palace were once humans, Lalas, which is so strange. And the guy that you've chased here was the head scholar. So your fairy was once his fairy, which is a massive twist. And it makes you feel really bad for the Tonberries. And I think the next set of scholar quests are going to be helping this Tonberry cure his illness, which is so cool. Because, yeah, it's so cool to see, like, such a good story and, like, some really deep history on this random dungeon that I think it was an optional dungeon as well. So you might not have even seen it. But yeah, all the Tonberries you've been killing in Wanderer's Palace were sick, normal people that got turned into Tonberries and locked in Wanderer's Palace to stop the spread of infection. So yeah, really dark, really cool, and yeah, 100% recommend you try out Scholar. I'm really looking forward to where the story goes from 50 plus as well. So yeah, Scholar's cool, man. So yeah, there it is, level 50 bookworm achieved. We did it. So I'm looking forward to doing some like level 50 dungeons and some like harder content on the Scholar rather than just like the leveling quests, leveling roulette. So yeah. Anyway, on something else. So the first area of the Heavensward areas was really, really cool. I really like the snowy area. It's basically just more Curtheus. I really like that. The second area was not my favorite. I think it's because I didn't have flying and it's quite hard to get around. You weren't here for long. You came here for like half an hour and you do a few little missions. And yeah, you don't really see much. So I want to go back here and see more. I've literally just done like a little corner, a little piece of like the bottom right corner. And then you leave. So I haven't really seen much here, but I like the aesthetic of like the monsters and the area, but getting around it was kind of hard, and you didn't really see much of like, you don't really know much of the story here. So I want to go back and see more. I haven't seen like the Beast Tribe or anything here. So yeah, looking forward to where this goes, but I want to come back. Also, this may be the creepiest looking creature in the world. Look at it. Look at those weird little arms. Yeah, there's some weird stuff here, man. Look at it. It's so creepy. And then just as you leave, you spot what is definitely going to be a primal fight. It's like this big cloud whale. You don't really hear much about it. You don't really see anything about it. But this giant cloud whale jumps over your airship as you're flying. And yeah, it looks like a huge fight. It looks like there's going to be some involvement here. So yeah, in this like cloud, this city in the clouds area, these, I don't know what they are, these sky cloud platform areas. Anyway, there's this giant cloud whale, and you don't really hear anything about it. You don't really see it, and you don't fight it, and you just leave. So I've left and done a lot more stuff since then, and I've still not fought it. So I really do feel when I come back to this area, we're going to fight it. But that's just a guess. Yeah, I hope so. It looks really cool. And then you meet the Archbishop, and he's super kind to you. He lends out like a helping hand. And yeah, he's really nice, and he's really like, he tries to be like your friend. And you meet the Heavens. Are they called the Heavensward? The Knights, his Knights? I think they're called the Heavensward Knights. I don't know. But yeah, you meet his Knights, but you meet one of them, and maybe two of them. And then you get an audience with him. And he comes across as this really, really nice guy. But something ain't right. Something ain't right about this guy. I don't know what. I don't know why, but I don't trust him. I can just see him like slamming down that big stick and then casting some evil spell, or just going Super Saiyan and having some crazy magic. I just don't trust him. I feel like he's evil. I don't know why. Yeah, I just don't trust him. Maybe I'm wrong, but something ain't right. And then, of course, you find out that he kind of sold his soul to the Asians. So he made some sort of deal with the Asians for power so that they could fight the dragons. And you don't know what it is. You don't know what he gave away to help them. You don't know what they asked of him. And you don't really know what power he has. But he now has some Asian power to fight the dragons. Doesn't necessarily make him evil. It makes him desperate. But still, I don't trust him. And then something else I really wanted to do was do the extremes of the primal fight. So we've done them on easy, done them on hard, but never done the extremes. And we moved into Heavensward without doing them. So I wanted to go back and do some of these extreme fights. So started with Shiva, one of my favorite fights. This was a massive step up in difficulty from the hard mode, and every single attack was an instant kill pretty much. This this really hit hard. I love the extreme fights. I love the challenging fights in this game. They're so good, so punishing, but when you finally do them, they're so rewarding. So like going through them on hard mode, you can pretty much just breeze through. In hindsight, it was so much easier. But yeah, in extreme, you really do need to learn every single mechanic and understand it as well. So like Shiva, on extreme, you had to watch out for like her 3 modes. So she had 3 different attacks. Like she had a shoot in front, she had the icicles that came down, and then she had like the thing where she beams in front and you've got to get behind her. So they're like the 3 things that were wiping us. The big one for me was the icicles. There were different icicle patterns, and you had to predict them. And that got me quite a lot at the start until I finally understood them. But yeah, eventually you get onto second phase, you get the amazing music, and we got the big W eventually. It took a while. Even with some pretty skilled players here, this took a while. But yeah, the feeling of finally getting it done after like dying so many times is just so good. So yeah, absolutely love this fight. So good. Looking forward to doing the rest of the extremes. I want to do them all. So yeah, big fan, big fan. Big fan of Shiva, big fan of the fight, big fan of extremes. But we did die a lot. And then the story takes you on a really good adventure to save one of my favorite characters of all time, Roban, the Slayer of Teledeji, the legend, the one-armed hero. This was really cool. You get to fight Ilberd and the little Lala that betrayed everyone. You get to free Raban. Really cool. It's like an instanced area, the instance part of the dungeon where you get to fight these enemies and you get to free Raban. So this was super cool. Honestly, Raban is one of my favorite characters, and to have him back in the game is really good. I can't lose Raban again. I really like him. And then, speaking of losing someone, you finally get this little hint that Nanamo may still be alive. So this was kind of a shock, because I thought that was like some epic Game of Thrones style, anyone can die, and really sad ending to ARR where Nanamo was dead. But now it feels like maybe she's not, and maybe there was like some big ploy and she's actually fine. So yeah, this was really strange. I still don't know how to feel about this, because I was really sad for a long time. And everything felt right, like killing Teledeji, getting the revenge, everyone being punished. It felt kind of right. And now that she's alive, it's not as straightforward as this happened, so we did this, and now this happened. There's obviously some big twists, some big ploy, and some big mystery around it. So yeah, you need to play more Heavensward story, I think. But yeah, really interesting that the story can do that, to take you. It's not afraid to completely mix things up and just throw your emotions out. So yeah, really surprised me. The game never stops surprising me, really. And then people have been telling me to check out the benchmark and check out the male Viera. So it's no secret that I quite like making like feminine kind of male characters. I'm not really like a Ro or Hrothgar kind of guy. I like the Catboy. So people were saying to try out the male Viera character creator. And I gotta be honest, these guys are looking pretty cool. I could easily see myself making one of these. I think they look really edgy, really cool. Someone stop me. So I messed around with the Endwalker benchmark character creator for a while, and I really like the look of the male Viera. Maybe a controversial opinion. And yeah, I kind of settled on this look. I kind of really like the black and white hair. I really like the look, and yeah, I could easily see myself making one of these when it comes out. So someone hide the Fantasia. I want to stay a Catboy, but I really want to make one of these. What do you guys think in the comments? Are you tempted by the allure of the male Viera? And that's it. I'm probably going to wrap this video up here. Yeah, we got into Heavensward. We tried the new classes. We did some extremes. We did some cool stuff. Generally, really liking the look of Heavensward. The story has completely gripped me, and I think you're going to be seeing a lot more story in these videos because I can't stop playing it. I am still doing some other stuff in between. I have not yet picked up the Heavensward fishing quests, so I need to do that soon. So yeah, probably going to wrap this one up here. Thanks everyone for coming back to this new series, this Heavensward Part 1 series. I really appreciate all the support. Also, if you ever want to come and watch live, I do stream on Twitch. I'll link that down below. And we have been playing pretty much the whole Heavensward story has been done on there. No, we haven't done it all, but everything we've done has been done on stream. So all these clips you're seeing are from the live stream. So I'll link that down below if you ever do want to join. If you're not subscribed, now is a great time to click the subscribe because you're going to see a lot more of this series. So if you've liked this one, there'll be a lot more coming your way. Other than that, take care. Have a great day, and I will catch you shortly in part 2.